Welcome to Reading Between the Lines with Roshan. So I came across this interesting poem recently called Tell Me by Eunice de Souza, and today we're going to take a look at this short poem to try and understand the poet's attitude towards death. We'll take a closer look at the poem's tone to understand her attitude, but first let's read the poem. Tell me, Mr. Death, date, time, place. I have to look for my life of sin panties, make an appointment for a pedicure. Just to clarify on the word tone, which I think is easier to understand when someone's speaking. So tone in writing is the writer's choice of words which allows you to interpret the text in a certain way. The words that a writer, or in this case the poet, uses helps you to understand how they feel about a subject and eventually sets up the mood and atmosphere for you as a reader. The poem begins with the phrase tell me, which is conversational and chatty. There's a certain level of casualness attached to the phrase, as if the poet is sitting down on a couch and having a regular conversation with a friend. Or the way I imagine it, perhaps sitting across a table in a restaurant with someone where the poet is casually asking a question. Maybe rhetoric even, but only this time, the one sitting across is death. This is a rather unconventional way of addressing an abstract idea of death, and you could see in the tone of the poet that there's a complete lack of fear. The phrase tell me is also a command. So the poet is kind of demanding the date, time and place of her death. So this also conveys a certain arrogance in the way she addresses death. You will see this arrogance and casualness continuing in the rest of the poem. The way she says, I have to look for my life of sin panties, and informing death she must get a pedicure conveys a very matter-of-fact, detached, unconcerned manner in which she views death. It also suggests that the poet has and plans to continue leading her life the way she pleases. Understanding these techniques will require a bit of reading, and once you start getting the writer's or poet's attitude towards the subject, reading becomes fun. I hope you enjoyed this little session on how to read tone and attitude. Until next time, goodbye.